Hey guys, hello everyone. Welcome to this session. So in this particular session, we are going to be having a short discussion on acids and bases of inorganic chemistry. Right. So we are going to be discussing some very important and basic reactions as well as properties of acid and base molecules of the inorganic compounds. वैसे आपको already एक preliminary knowledge है इसके बारे में, but we are going to move onwards and discuss some important concept जो आपको मेन ग्रुप एलिमेंट्स में भी हेल्प करेगा. सो इट्स गोइंग टू हेल्प यू build the basic for the main group elements also. Alright, so let's move onwards and let's discuss that where did the acid and base theory start from and where it is now. So guys, there has been a lot of types of definition and classification कि acid and base होता क्या है. ठीक है, so if we start looking at the definitions, see the first 1776 definition or description was done by Liebig, and he said that acid is nothing but an oxide of the non-metals, the let's say more electronegative elements. Non-metals are more electronegative and metals are electropositive. ठीक है, तो जो non-metal के oxide हैं, they are going to show the acidic property, and that's true because if we just add water to the non-metals, the non-metallic oxide, it is going to give us acid. So it is true. So acids are the oxide of the non-metals like nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur, and base, they react with acid to give a neutralization reaction. For example, NaOH, for example, calcium hydroxide and so on. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया एसिड, नॉन मेटल ऑक्साइड, और बेस हो गया है सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड और एनीथिंग दैट न्यूट्रलाइजेस द एसिड एंड रिएक्ट्स विद द एसिड. ठीक है, प्रीलिमिनरी डेफिनेशन. Then 1838 में he redefined it that hydrogen replaceable by metal. So whenever there is an acid, for example HCl, or for example HNO3, or for example H2SO4, these kind of molecules, they can replace when they react with sodium, or when they, let's say, react with any metal like magnesium, they are going to replace the proton, and in turn they are going to give the metal salt. So any hydrogen replaceable by metal, that is going to give you the acid. Or base, वही definition है, something that reacts with the acid and neutralizes it is the base. So now there is a broader classification. यहाँ पे हमने HNO3 को भी और protic acids को include कर लिया है. ठीक है. Now here comes the Arrhenius theory in 1894, who understood that it's basically the concept of a proton. So anybody who is able to give a proton or basically give the hydronium ion, तो उस टाइम पे hydronium ion को H plus consider किया गया था, but there is no such species as H plus. So what happens is H plus in water is going to be covered by water and gives you the hydronium ion like this. Okay, so somebody who forms the hydronium ion in water, Arrhenius theory was basically a water based theory. Okay, so anybody who gives a hydronium ion in the water is the acid, and anybody who gives the hydroxide ion in water is the base. तो यहाँ पे थोड़ी और clarity आई कि no, base is nothing, not anybody who just reacts with an acid. Base is someone who is going to furnish the OH minus ion and react with acid. तो H plus और NaOH अगर react करेंगे तो क्या बनेगा? Salt and water, NaCl as well as water. So Arrhenius theory was a water-based concept, and that is why it only considers the hydronium ion and the hydroxide ion. ठीक है? Based on the Arrhenius theory, we were also able to find out the dissociation constant of the acid and so on. वो भी discuss करेंगे. Now later on in 1923, a new concept named as Bronsted and Lowry concept came out, and it considered the the donor, the donation and the acceptance only on the of the proton. तो ये जो hydrogen ion donor होता है, the hydrogen ion donor, that is an acid, and a base is going to accept the hydrogen ion. So यहाँ पे base के लिए there is a, see, acid concept is the same, but for the base there is a big change. Why? Because we were only describing molecules as base जो OH minus बना दे, but there are not all molecules which will form OH minus. For example, ammonia it does not furnish let's say OH minus directly in water it can, लेकिन ये भी बेस है, इट इज इनहेरेंटली बेस, भले ही वो वाटर में हो, भले ही वो अमोनिया एज अ लिक्विड हो, it does not only show its basic property in water, it is base in itself. That's why whenever you give ammonia H plus even in the gaseous form, it is going to grab the proton and form NH4 positive. That is the important thing कि जो एसिड है या जो बेस है वो इनहेरेंटली एसिड और बेस है, वो सिर्फ वाटर में ही एसिड और बेस नहीं होना चाहिए. सो दिस न्यू थ्योरी प्रूव्स दैट anybody who can take or accept the hydrogen ion H plus is a base. For example, water, for example OH minus, for example ammonia, for example all the anions also, जैसे कि Cl minus हो गया, जितने भी anions है, all the anions are going to be known as bases because they can accept a proton. Okay, now here comes a new theory which further broadens the the aspect of acid base consideration. तो Lewis theory ने क्या बोला? Lewis acid base theory ने बोला that it's not just the proton that the acid can give. Acid has one more property, that is electron pair acceptor. So itself, देखो Arrhenius ने और Bronsted ने क्या बताया था कि anybody or any molecule who is going to give out the proton, that is going to be the acid. लेकिन Lewis theory ने बोला कि H plus itself is an acid because it is a electron pair acceptor. Okay, तो ये जो entity है ये खुद ही acid है, तो भले ही कोई मॉलिक्यूल इसको रिलीज करेगा तो वो एसिड बन जाएगा, वो भी ठीक है, लेकिन ये खुद भी एसिड है बिकॉज एसिड का डेफिनेशन चेंज हो गया है, दैट एसिड इज इलेक्ट्रॉन डेफिशिएंट नाउ. सो एनी इलेक्ट्रॉन डेफिशिएंट स्पीसीज is going to behave as a Lewis acid. Now we consider this into BF3, BH3. ये सब क्या है? They are molecules which have not completed their octet. So they require 2 more electrons. So that is why they are going to behave as acids. Okay. So anybody who wants to accept an electron, is electron deficient, will become a Lewis acid. तो जितने भी metal cation हो गए, सारे के सारे metal cation हैं, they are going to be classified as Lewis acids, and all the anions are going to be classified as the electron pair donor or bases. How good is that? You know, they are just broadening the scope of the acid base theory. सारे molecules finally acid और base में ही classify होने लग जाएंगे. Now later on what happened in 1932, the Ingold-Robinson theory said that electrophile or electron pair acceptor, that is also an acid. So any kind of an electrophile, let's say in our organic chemistry we have electrophiles, all those electrophiles are acids, and all the nucleophiles, electron pair donors, are bases. Okay, so this is like broadening very much. अब ये वाला अगर हमारे पास RCOOH है तो ये acid है. Okay, but when it becomes RCOO minus, then it becomes a base. Okay, so this is how it works. One more theory, Lux flood concept. Short में पढ़ रहे हैं guys. It's not necessary to like remember everything, but this is the gist of all the theories which you need to remember. Lux flood concept ने बोला कि while you are considering all the let's say cations or electrophiles to be acids, let's also understand this thing कि अगर हमारे पास में एक कोई भी एक ऐसा मॉलिक्यूल है who wants to accept an oxide, is going to become an acid. So any oxide ion acceptor is also going to be termed as an acid, and the oxide ion donor is going to be considered as a base. Example देखते हैं SiO2. So this can still accept oxygen to become SiO3 2 minus, and the calcium oxide can give an oxygen to become calcium 2 plus. इन दोनों के बीच में अगर रिएक्शन होता है, how is the reaction going to go? Let's check. It is definitely going to form the calcium silicate, where you know calcium 2 positive is different. ये अलग अपना anion है और ये अलग है because it's a ionic compound. Okay, so this is a base and this is going to be the acid. All right, तो ये और भी ज़्यादा broad कर दिया acid base category, acid base theory को. Usenovich concept in 1939 even broadens this further. Any electron acceptor is an acid and any electron donor is a base. So, when there is a reaction of sodium and chlorine, you know sodium is going to give the electron and chlorine is going to take the electron like this. अब आप ये समझो कि दुनिया में जितने भी elements है उसको हम acid और base में divide कर सकते हैं based on all of these theories. Now, solvent system concept आया. Now, this solvent system concept was mostly inspired by the Bronsted-Lowry concept because यहाँ पे क्या है conjugate acid, conjugate base वाला system है which was introduced by the Bronsted-Lowry theory. We are going to see this in detail. Any solvent cation becomes the acid and any solvent anion becomes the base. This is going to be very, very interesting with each theory क्योंकि हर थ्योरी के साथ में बहुत सारे मॉलिक्यूल के वेरिएशंस हमें दिख रहे हैं. So a lot of new things we learn. For example, I have taken bromine trifluoride as a solvent. So when this molecule itself is considered as a solvent, इसमें हम कोई और किसी को dissolve करेंगे, it is going to show its property. First of all, we are going to see, जैसे हम water का self ionization देखते हैं, water breaks down into H3O positive and OH minus. Similarly, we are going to see the self ionization of bromine trifluoride. ये देखो BrF2 positive as well as BrF4 negative. तो ये क्या हो गया? The solvent is breaking down into a cation and an anion. So this thing is the solvent cation and that's why it is going to be known as the acid. This is the solvo-anion, so it is going to be known as the base. See, given over here. बहुत interesting है ये, we will discuss soon. Lastly, 1960s में एक और theory आई, frontier orbital theory. That is, when you are considering the orbitals, the reacting orbitals of a molecule, you will see that the LUMO shows acidic property. LUMO और HOMO क्या होता है? You must know that if we are talking about a pericyclic reaction, we have already done that. Organic हमने पूरा पढ़ लिया है. So when we talk about, let's say, this kind of a dienophile molecule. Alright, so we talk about this alkenes, HOMO and LUMO. Okay, so where is the HOMO? HOMO is going to be one filled orbital जिसके अंदर same phase होता है, कोई node नहीं होता है. So there are going to be 2 electrons for the HOMO. Okay, very good. But who is the LUMO? The next orbital having one node. Like this. This is going to be the LUMO. And it is empty. So the acid-base concept got into the orbital theory that any electron deficient orbital becomes the acid and electron rich orbital becomes the base. So this is how the frontier orbital theory works and is valid for explaining a lot of reactions. Okay, काफी सारे जो molecules होते हैं वो LUMO के अंदर accept करते हैं और HOMO से donate करते हैं. If you have seen carbonyl like this, what is the property of carbonyl? How does it donate? It donates the electrons which are present on the carbon. So the HOMO, the highest occupied molecular orbital, is close to carbon. That's why it donates from carbon. But it can accept back in the LUMO, in the pi star. So it's a sigma donor and a pi star acceptor. So this is how it works. This is how the theory explains a lot of things. I hope that you are finding this very interesting because we are going to talk about many of this in detail. Let's move onwards. Alright guys, so let's start the discussion on the Arrhenius acids. So as you already know that Arrhenius concept is often known as a water-based concept. Alright, because all of these reactions which are considered, they are only considered in water. Okay, so Arrhenius acid yields hydrogen ions in the aqueous solution and Arrhenius bases are going to yield the hydroxide ion in the aqueous solution. Okay, fine. Now HCl is an acid because it can furnish H plus in the water medium. And again, NaOH is a base, it furnishes OH minus in the water medium, and the reaction completes to give salt and water. Alright, now what happens is, how do we apply this knowledge? First application is the aqueous solution of non-metallic oxides like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen, dinitrogen trioxide, N2O5, P4O6, P4O10, etc. All of the non-metal oxides, these are acidic, because when you react them with water, when you dissolve them in water, they are going to give you acid, which further breaks down to give you the H plus and the respective anion. Okay, so all of the non-metallic oxides truly are going to give you acid in the water system. Now another application is aqueous solution of metallic oxides. Definitely calcium oxide, Na2O, all of these are going to give you the no, you react this calcium oxide with water, it is going to give you calcium hydroxide, the respective hydroxide, which can further break down into the metal cation as well as the OH minus. Now it depends on different types of cations and everything. मतलब कि depends on the hydroxide which forms कि वो कितना break करेगा. Some can break more, some can break less. That depends on the strength of the base. लेकिन it is going to explain this very nicely कि चलो ठीक है, why some molecules behave as bases in the presence of water. With all of these three reactions, you can understand. Now I am not going through all the basic things which you already know, like the simple things. Who are the examples of acids? For example, HCl, that all the H2SO4 molecule, HNO3, all of these molecules which can give up a proton, all the molecules which have a proton and is a releasable proton, all of these are going to be Arrhenius acids. And there's a question which is often asked, that H3BO3, this is boric acid, is not an Arrhenius acid. Okay, we are going to discuss about this molecule later on, लेकिन ये एक acid है, लेकिन ये Arrhenius acid नहीं है. ठीक है, it is not an Arrhenius, not a Bronsted-Lowry acid, it is a Lewis acid. We'll talk about it later on, but just reminding you about this. Okay, now acid strength भी find out हो सकती है from the Arrhenius theory. How is that so? For example, Ha is an acid, it is breaking down into H plus and A minus. Now the acid dissociation constant is a product of the concentration of the H plus ion multiplied by the concentration of the A minus ion divided by the concentration of the acid itself. Okay, तो ये हो गया है acid strength. Similarly, you can also find out the base dissociation constant. Alright, this is the dissociation constant, right? इसको आप याद रखना. It is again the concentration of the base cation multiplied by the OH minus divided by the original base concentration that you took. तो ये हो गया simple Arrhenius theory का important points. Now we move onwards to the limitations, because there are many limitations to this preliminary theory. कि first of all, acid and base character is only confined to water system, only to water as a solvent. और कोई solvent पे अगर हम जाएंगे, then we cannot explain that this molecule may behave as a base or an acid. ठीक है, जो वाटर में एसिड है जरूरी नहीं है कि गोइंग इनटू अदर सॉल्वेंट आल्सो इट बिहेव्स एज एन एसिड. इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी. वी विल सी दैट शॉर्टली. नाउ properties of molecule not explained in the non-aqueous or gaseous state. So only explained in the water solvent, not explained in the gaseous state or in the non-aqueous state. वो भी हम discuss करेंगे. Now let's move onwards to the Bronsted theory. Okay, so Bronsted acid and base concept, इसको हम बोलते हैं popularly protonic theory. It is known as protonic theory. Why? Because it is mainly focused on the acceptance and the donation of a proton. Bronsted acid is a proton donor and Bronsted base is a proton acceptor. यहाँ से आया है conjugate acid base theory का concept. ठीक है? So conjugate acids and bases are like this. If you consider this first reaction very simply, HF, which is going to be let's say our molecule which we want to dissolve in water, तो ये water से कैसे react करता है? HF gives a proton to form the hydronium ion, and water accepts that proton to give you this molecule. अब इसके बाद जो F बचेगा, F minus, that is the conjugate anion of HF. All right, so this is going to be again solvated into water. तो ये हो गया है protonic theory, only considering on focusing on the proton. So look over here, this molecule, this reaction, let's say that now when you have already dissolved, ये थोड़ा सा उल्टा reaction लिखा है मैंने, ठीक है, that is, consider this reaction that when HNO2 as an acid reacts with water, what is it going to give you? It's going to give you the H3O plus and NO2 minus, and there is a constant equilibrium कि ये बन भी जाएगा वापस से भी चला जाएगा, so there is a constant equilibrium, that's why the equilibrium sign. Now water is behaving as an acid over here. Sorry, water is behaving as a base over here. Why? Because ये जो molecule है, this is a stronger acid than water, and that is why it has a greater capability of losing a proton as compared to water. तो अब water इसके सामने weak पड़ गया. That is why water has to use the lone pair and accept. So this is the acid and this is the base over here. Okay. और इसके conjugate acid base pair क्या है? जो acid होता है after losing its proton, it forms the conjugate base. This is the conjugate base. All right, of this acid. And water ने base जैसा काम किया. It accepted a proton. Now it has an excess of proton which it can release. So this is your conjugate acid. Okay. So this conjugate acid base theory was introduced by Bronsted and Lowry's concept only. Okay, and it explains a lot of things. Now we move onward. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा हम आगे चलेंगे. देखो, Bronsted Lowry theory only encouraged the use or basically the trial of all of these reactions into different solvents. ठीक है, तो ये Bronsted Lowry के जो examples है, they can be shown in amphoteric solvents that can function as a acid or a base. इस term को बहुत ज़्यादा importance दी गई है amphoteric solvents because there are some molecules which can behave as a solvent. और solvent क्या होता है? Solvent must have both the property. A solvent must behave both as an acid and a base. That's why it is amphoteric in nature. Okay. So for example, when we talk about sulfuric acid, so this is our solvent. Sulfuric acid का self ionization देखोगे, H2SO4 का self ionization देखोगे, it is going to break into an H plus and a HSO4 minus. So this H plus can be taken up by another H2SO4 molecule to form H3SO4 positive, and this is our remaining conjugate anion. ये हो गया self ionization. So these are the properties of some amphoteric solvents that I'm going to show you, which are going to help you in understanding the solvent system again. So HF is going to break down. One HF molecule breaks down to give you H2F positive and HF2 negative. ये कैसे आया? देखो, one HF molecule is breaking down into H plus and F minus. So this proton is taken up by another HF molecule to form H2F positive, और ये F minus भी दूसरे HF molecule ने ले लिया है to form HF2 negative. Got it? That is how you get both of these. Okay. Now water. अच्छा देखो, अगर इसी को समझ लेते हैं. HF broke down to give you both of these. Now this HF is behaving as a base. Why? Because ये base है, तभी तो ये proton को accept कर रहा है ना. And this HF is behaving as an acid because it is accepting an anion. So that is what I mean by amphoteric solvent, that a molecule can only behave as a solvent when it is both working as an acid and a base. Okay, so this is what you mean by amphoteric solvent. तो ये सारे के सारे amphoteric solvent जैसे behave कर सकते हैं, and this is how they are going to self ionize. Just go through this. It is nothing very difficult. आपको pKa याद नहीं रखना है, ना ही boiling point याद रखना है. Just remember, just try to go through all of these examples. Okay, now we move onwards and we are talking about the factors that affect Bronsted acidity and basicity. the most of the questions in CSIR net are asked based on the factors affecting the acidity or the basicity of the molecule. ठीक है, इसलिए हम ये discuss कर लेते हैं. Now the anions like CH3 minus, NH2 minus, OH minus, F minus, ये सारे के सारे क्या है? They might be coming from some molecules जो कि प्रोटॉन लूज कर सकते हैं. Okay, so any anion are bases, and these are conjugate bases because they are coming from some molecules. So for example, CH3 minus is coming from a methane after losing a proton, isn't it? तो अगर ये मीथेन है, इसने प्रोटॉन लूज कर दिया, तो ये क्या बनेगा? कॉन्जुगेट बेस. अमोनिया आफ्टर लूजिंग अ प्रोटॉन फॉर्म्स NH2 minus. Water forms OH minus. HF forms F minus. All of these are conjugate bases of the acids. अच्छा, ये बहुत स्ट्रेंज लग रहा है इनको एसिड बोलना बिकॉज दे आर नॉट ओरिजिनली एसिड्स, बट इफ दे आर लूजिंग अ प्रोटॉन दे आर वर्किंग एज एन एसिड. नाउ हाउ आर वी गोइंग टू फाइंड आउट द बेसिक प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ दीज एनायंस? ये हम डायरेक्ट नहीं निकाल सकते हैं बाय द pKa concept. What is the pKa concept? You already have an idea because in the organic chemistry we have already discussed the pKa concept कि जो बेस होता है, या फिर let's say you know that pKa is inversely proportional to acidity. But I also told you that pKa is directly proportional to the basicity of the conjugate base. ठीक है? pKa is directly proportional to the basicity of the conjugate base. So if you remember the pKa of all of these molecules, it will be awesome. For methane, it was somewhere around 48 to 50. For ammonia, it was somewhere around 33 to 35. For water, it was around 15 to 16. For HF, it was around 3. ठीक है? तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? That this is how the pKa value is. I told you that pKa is directly proportional to the basicity of conjugate base. सबसे ज्यादा pKa है मीथेन का, which means that the methyl, the conjugate base, is going to be the most basic. Then comes amide, then comes hydroxide, and then comes fluoride. Fluoride is not a base. It is very happy staying alone. It does not want a proton. Okay, least basicity. So this is one application. This is one of the factors which affect the Bronsted acidity. आपको ये जानना होगा कि ये कैसे molecule से आया है. Okay. Now moving onwards, how the size increases or decreases the basicity. Increase in size, basicity decreases because basicity is the property to grab a proton. जितना ज्यादा वो इलेक्ट्रॉन डेंस सिस्टम होगा, it is going to grab a proton easily. So OH minus is a very electron dense system because oxygen is electronegative and it holds a lot of negative, let's say, electrons. So it's going to quickly grab a proton to be neutral. So OH minus is the most basic. Then comes sulfur, या फिर sulfide. Then comes selenide, telluride, and polonide like this. So basically, what just happened? With increase in size, the nuclear charge diffuses and the attraction, the force of attraction, that also decreases. That's why basicity decreases. The same is applicable for any group. Moving down the group, size increases, basicity decreases. Okay. अच्छा, next factor क्या है? Next factor है stability order. Based on the stability, you are able to answer the basicity. तो जब हम बात करते हैं oxidation state की, various oxidation state, here this perchlorate is present in +7, this is +5, +3 and +1 like this. So when you are having the maximum resonance, see over here you are having the maximum resonating structures like this. So when you are having the maximum resonance, it is going to be the most stable. Most stable मतलब least basic. All right. अब इसका basicity order check करेंगे तो क्या होगा? Basicity order is just going to be reverse. Why? जो जितना कम stable होगा वो उतना ही ज़्यादा strong base होगा because it then wants to quickly accept the proton. Okay. So yeah, as I've written over here, hence the basicity order is going to be in this way. This is another factor important for the Bronsted-Lowry acids. दूसरा factor है acidity increases with higher oxidation state. ये हमने अभी अभी देखा है that when we increase the oxidation state by adding more oxygens, the conjugate anion becomes very stable. So the stability of the conjugate base is directly proportional to the acidity of the molecule of the acid. क्योंकि जितना ज्यादा स्टेबल होगा conjugate base, more acidic is going to be our acid. So HbRO4 minus is the most acidic because it forms BrO4 minus, and all of these will form BrO3 minus, जो कि इससे less stable है, and so on and so forth. You have just seen in the case of chlorine. Next application, acidity increases with electronegativity of central atom. आपको ये वाली चीजें जानना बहुत जरूरी है. They have been asked, they will be asked. So when we are comparing, let's say, the same oxidation state of different elements, how is the acidity going to change? यहाँ पे सबका +5 जा रहा है. Who is going to be the most acidic? The most electronegative central element is going to give you the maximum acidity like this. ये सबसे ज्यादा acidic है, इसलिए ये order हो गया. Now phosphorus acids over here. Now this is something very tricky because in the case, I don't know if all of you know this or not, phosphorus acid देखने से ऐसा लगेगा कि बहुत ज्यादा high basicity है. Look over here. The basicity of all of these acid is different. The structure of phosphorus acid is going to be like this. There are 4 oxygens. H3PO4 ना, हाँ तो एक और OH होगा. 1 double bond oxygen and 3 other OH groups. This is the structure of H3PO4. What about H3PO3? Now when you are drawing H3PO3, you have to remember कि एक oxygen को तो separate कर दो. Now it remains 2 OH group और एक hydrogen लगेगा because oxygen is less. So this is having only 2 OH groups. This is H3PO3. This is H3PO4. Now what happens? I'm going to draw H3PO2. So I will just draw the PO double bond O bond first. Then comes 1 OH and other 2 hydrogens. अब इनमें से which proton is going to leave? Definitely the one which is attached to the phosphorus directly will not leave. It is not acidic, okay? It is not going to leave. तो इसीलिए इसकी जो basicity है, here the basicity was 3. Here the basicity was 3. Here the basicity is 2. Here the basicity is 1. And basicity तो ऐसे decrease हो रहा है, ठीक है, लेकिन acidity के बारे में क्या बात है? Guys, the basicity of an acid is the number of protons it can give or furnish in water. But acidity is the process, is the property by which it leaves a proton fast or slower like that. सबसे ज़्यादा acidic होगा H3PO2 because the minus I effect of this double bonded oxygen is only showing on 1 OH group. यहाँ पे ये divide हो गया into 2 OH group and यहाँ further divide हो गया into 3 OH group. So you might feel that the phosphoric acid is the more stronger acid, but no. The hypophosphoric acid, that is basically your H3PO2 only, this is going to be the most acidic because of the inductive effect only shared to the 1 OH group. This is very very important. Just remember this, okay? Don't do this silly mistake. आगे चलते हैं. और भी कुछ मॉलिक्यूल है जो एसिडिटी शो करते हैं. दैट इज वी टॉक अबाउट द वाटर कॉम्प्लेक्सेस और एक्वस कॉम्प्लेक्सेस ऑफ द डी ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स. तो हैविंग वेरी हाई चार्जेस, ये क्यों शो करते हैं एसिडिक नेचर? व्हाई डू दे शो द एसिडिक नेचर? क्योंकि इनके पास क्या होता है, पार्शियली फिल्ड, आइदर एम्प्टी और partially filled, either empty or partially filled d orbital. Either they are going to have the d orbital or they are going to have a high charge and small size. इन सारी चीजों की वजह से they are going to be behaving as a perfect Lewis acid. Okay, they don't want to always accept the OH minus, they want the electron density, so they are going to be the Lewis acid. तो ये देखो, who is a stronger acid, Fe3 plus या Fe2 plus? Definitely Fe3 plus is a stronger acid because it naturally has a greater pull for the incoming bases. The same goes over here. Cobalt 3 plus is more acidic than cobalt 2 plus. Aluminium 3 plus is more acidic than gallium 3 plus because हम जैसे ही group में नीचे जाते हैं, the size increases and acidity decreases. Okay, so decreasing acidic strength in this way. So based on the charge and the size, you can also answer in for the D block elements. So guys, now we are going to discuss the non-aqueous solvents as well as the leveling effect. पहले बात करते हैं leveling effect की, and then we move onwards to the non-aqueous solvent. Okay. So if you remember Arrhenius concept, so one of the biggest drawbacks of Arrhenius concept was कि वो Arrhenius concept जो है, that was mostly only water based system, and there is a problem with water, that water is a very nice base and is also a very good acid. तो कई बार क्या होता है, when somebody who is not even acting as a acid will act as an acid in water, because water is a good base, it is going to snatch the proton from it. So that is the leveling effect, ki the solvent is actually assisting in the molecule to either break down or to behave as an acid or a base. So that is the leveling effect of water, because water is going to help everyone. So we are not able to differentiate between the acid and base properties of similar acid, क्योंकि दो similar acid है with a slight difference of the base of the acidity. Okay, but water is helping both of them to release the proton, और दोनों को वो same कर देता है. ठीक है, that is the leveling effect of water. So this is the problem with water. That's why we are looking for alternate non-aqueous solvents जिसमें उन दोनों की जो acidity है उसका पता लगे हमें. Okay. Now, water H3O plus H2OH minus reference for quantifying relative acid and base strength is only useful when the examined acid is inherently weaker than H3O plus और the examined base is weaker than OH minus. क्योंकि अगर इनसे strong हो गया तो फिर क्या होगा, it is going to be leveled. Now acids which are inherently stronger than H3O plus cannot be differentiated by aqueous ionization. उसी को leveling effect बोलते हैं, क्योंकि क्या होता है, as I already told you that water is going to level out the small differences. Let's say two acids are not here, they are like this. थोड़ा सा difference है पर वो दोनों को same कर देगा because it is taking the proton from both of them. Okay, so due to leveling, the nitric acid, sulfuric acid, perchloric acid and hydrochloric acids are all equally strong in dilute aqueous solution, essentially ionizing quantitatively, like let's say 100%, to give the H3O plus and the corresponding conjugate base. अगर वो पूरा ionize हो रहा है, it is completely ionizing, then how are we going to know the strengths, the comparative strengths? So we are not comparing these acids to each other. We are actually comparing these acids to water. तो water से तो ज़्यादा strong होगा ही ना. So this is known as the leveling effect for all of these acids. They are all strong acids in water. For in these cases, more strongly acid solvents are necessary to differentiate acidity. तो अब ये जो leveling effect है इसको हटाना होगा. We have to remove the leveling effect of water and we will bring in such a solvent जो water से ज़्यादा acidic है. So if any solvent is more acidic than water, it is going to give some common ion effect. Common ion effect आपको पता होगा. What is common ion effect? If some acid is breaking down, चलो इसका example लेते हैं. For example, acetic acid. Like water is amphoteric, acetic acid can both behave as an acid and base, but is strongly acidic than water. Can accept protons from the acid or resulting in partial ionization. अब क्या होता है, when we are taking acetic acid CH3COH in water, it is going to break down into CH3COO minus plus H plus. ठीक है, ये तो water के केस में होगा. लेकिन if there is some strong acid present in acetic acid solution, for example H2SO4, then there will be a common ion effect. What is the common ion effect? ये acid है, ये भी break down करके self dissociation करके proton दे रहा है, but the stronger acid is also giving a proton. तो यहाँ competition आ जाएगा, competition between the two acids, and it is not like water. Water is कि हाँ लाओ भाई अपना proton मुझे दे दो and I will accept it very readily. It is not like water. It is competing with the incoming solute. Okay, so वहाँ पे आएगा differentiating effect. So there is a common ion effect because of which there is a difference in the acidities of H2SO4, of nitric acid, sulfuric acid, perchloric, hydrochloric. सबका थोड़ा थोड़ा जो difference है वो यहाँ पता चलेगा. So in glacial acetic acid, the relative acid strength is like this. HClO4 is the strongest acid, then comes HCl, then comes H2SO4 and then HNO3. तो इनकी जो original acidity है वो ये है, ना कि all are same. All of these are same in water, but in a slightly more acidic or differentiating solvent, we actually get to know their acidic strength. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया leveling effect और use of a non-aqueous solvent. Now we will continue this application. This is the same application that I have been giving you. We will continue the same application and we will discuss hydrogen fluoride as a solvent. Now this is our first easy solvent that we are discussing, और ये भी क्या है, slightly acidic solvent है. ठीक है. Now if we had to see the self ionization of HF, I have already discussed these three reactions. So directly see 3HF molecule is going to break down to give you H2F positive and HF2 negative. So according to those newly formed solvent system acid base theory, this is going to be the solvent cation या फिर acid and this is going to be the solvent anion या तो base. तो अब क्या होता है guys, any external molecule which is dissolved in the hydrogen fluoride solvent, if it is generating this solvocation, it will be termed as acid, और अगर वो base ये बनाता है solvoanion, it will be termed as a base. So let's see the example. I am dissolving acetic acid in HF. So what I am doing is I am basically dissolving CH3COH in HF, क्योंकि HF तो हमारा solvent है ना, so anybody else is going to be a solute. Now if I dissolve the acetic acid in HF, you know HF is a stronger acid, तो ये क्या करेगा, proton release करके इसी को protonate कर देगा and F minus is released. So either you consider F minus or you consider HF2 minus, it is the same thing, because ये F minus को एक और HF molecule grab कर लेगा and it is going to give you HF2 negative, same thing. So what is the role of acetic acid in HF? It is working as a base. So acetic acid was behaving as acid in water, but acetic acid is base in HF. So just by changing the solvent, the property of the molecule changes. Okay, that's why it is important to consider the properties of molecules in different solvents. तो हमें क्या पता चला, हमें ये पता चला कि जो acetic acid है, that is a stronger acid than water, but it is a weaker acid than HF. So this is the order of acidity that we understood from here. Nextly, there is a popular reaction over here. ये देखो, HSO3F is a strong acid, right? And in the presence of HF, what is it going to give you? Since it is a strong acid, it is going to protonate HF to give you H2F positive. ये क्या बना? Solvocation, which means that this is an acid, a stronger acid than HF, and gives you the corresponding base. Similarly, for HNO3, it is going to be, देखो हमें ऐसा लगता था कि HNO3 is very strong. In the presence of HF, it is going to get protonated and definitely there is an equilibrium and gives you F minus, which means this is behaving as a base in HF. Okay. So these kind of reactions you have to go through in any standard book you can find also. यहाँ पे भी हम काफी discuss कर लेते हैं. आगे चलते हैं guys. Let's discuss ammonia as a solvent. ओके, सो अमोनिया एज अ सॉल्वेंट पे हमें क्या देखना है, वी हैव टू सी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द सेल्फ आयनाइजेशन ऑफ अमोनिया. ऑलराइट गाइज, अभी ये जो सॉल्वेंट सिस्टम है हाइड्रोजन फ्लोराइड, वन मोर थिंग, एज देर इज अ सेल्फ आयनाइजेशन देर इज गोइंग टू बी अ न्यूट्रलाइजेशन ऑल्सो. तो कैसे करोगे न्यूट्रलाइजेशन, इफ देर इज एनी सॉल्ट लाइक आई एम हैविंग H2F positive from somewhere and KHF2 somewhat like this. तो इसका मतलब आपको समझ जाना है कि what is happening, there is going to be the solvocation and solvoanion, which means it is going to give you a final neutralization kind of a reaction. Okay, same thing. Now moving onwards to ammonia as a solvent. Ammonia का self ionization देखेंगे सबसे पहले. First reaction, ammonia breaks down to give you to give you NH4 positive and NH2 negative, self-ionization. Next thing, ammonia is even stronger than water in causing leveling effect. क्योंकि ammonia खुद क्या है, basic solvent है. You must have understood by now that basic solvent will cause more leveling effect. किसके ऊपर cause कर रहा है leveling effect? On checking the acidities of different acid, on acidities of different acids. Okay, so that means ammonia is more basic than water, so it's going to have a greater leveling effect on the or on whatever molecule I'm going to take in ammonia. तो जैसे कि acetic acid ले लिया मैंने, acetic acid is going to behave as a stronger acid in ammonia than in water because ammonia itself is a stronger base than water. Okay. Third reaction, I am going to let's say consider this kind of a molecule कि मेरे पास सोडियम अमाइड पोटेशियम अमाइड है. What is the behavior of potassium amide in ammonia? Since it is able to furnish NH2 minus, which is the solvoanion, it is going to behave as a base in ammonia. और NH4Cl को और NaNH2 को अगर मैंने रिएक्ट करवा दिया, you see it is having the solvocation and the solvoanion. It is going to give you a neutralization reaction. This is acid and this is base, and that gives you salt and solvent, not water, salt and solvent. So this is the neutralization reaction that works for ammonia. और एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं गाइस, अमोनिया इज नॉट ओनली लिमिटेड टू अमोनियम आयन एंड अमाइड, इट कैन गो forward to imide as well as nitride also. Very very important this one, that is ammonia can further break down to give you imide NH2 minus and nitride N3 minus. So as a consequence what happens is ये देखो, as a consequence what happens is KNH2 when dissolved in ammonia is going to give you K plus and NH2 minus. ये हो गया amide base. So that's why all of these molecules are bases in ammonia. कैसे? क्योंकि ये solvoanion furnish कर रहे हैं. Now this is PbNH that is going to give you imide base, and bismuth nitride is again breaking down to give you nitride base. All of these are bases in ammonia. Okay, next example लेते हैं. ये देखो क्या है, we have CH3CONH2. We have simple methyl amide. Now this amide, how is it going to react in ammonia? क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक carbonyl है, it is very easy to remove a proton from here to give you NH minus. अब ये क्या बन गया है, ये amide बन गया. This is an amide, which means that ammonia still behaves as a base to grab this proton and become the conjugate acid. और ये जो amide है, it is going to behave as an acid. Okay, and it furnishes the conjugate anion. How simple. And you have already seen for acetic acid. यहाँ हम last देखते हैं फिर से एक neutralization reaction. Ammonium iodide and potassium amide is going to give you potassium iodide and ammonia. Alright, this is another neutralization reaction. एक बहुत important reaction है ammonia का as well as water, which has been asked in the CSIR net exam plenty of times. इसको हम बोलते हैं solvolysis plus disproportionation. Disproportionation. I hope you remember what is disproportionation reaction. It was something we discussed in smaller classes. Okay, disproportionation means any species which breaks down to give you two different species जिसके अंदर ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज दोनों हुआ है. So the reduction in oxidation, same thing, both the things taking place on the same atom is disproportionation. ये देखते हैं चलो. First example, taking chlorine and dissolving it in water, it is going to give you HOCl where the oxidation state is +1, and it is going to give you Cl minus where the oxidation state is -1 along with the H3O plus. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? That chlorine was 0, it goes into +1 and -1 both. So it is solvolysis because solvent is breaking it down, and it is also disproportionation. The same reaction is seen for ammonia. Chlorine, which is in the zero oxidation state with ammonia, gives you NH2Cl, same thing, as well as NH4 plus as well as Cl minus. So ये भी क्या हो गया है? Solvolysis and disproportionation. Third important reaction is I can even break down sulfur. So acid sulfur I have taken in the zero oxidation state with a large amount of ammonia. It is going to break the sulfur down into S4N negative and S62 negative. Alright, plus the ammonium ion. So here again disproportionation takes place for the sulfur, both oxidation and reduction. Alright, तो ये भी एक important reaction था ammonia का. Now we move onwards to another very simple solvent system. थोड़ा ही पढ़ना पड़ेगा, ज़्यादा नहीं पढ़ना पड़ेगा. SO2 as a solvent, sulfur dioxide as a solvent. अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा वो concept लग रहा है. I think you know which concept, that oxide donor and acceptor. How are they going to be? So SO2 itself can become an oxide donor, or rather it is an oxide donor. It is an oxide donor already क्योंकि इसने क्या किया, self ionization करके thionyl cation बनाया. This is a thionyl cation plus the oxide. Now that oxide is going to go to another SO2 atom, takes it up, SO3 minus. This is the sulfite. So the thionyl and the sulfite are being formed by the self ionization of SO2. Alright, this can cancel out और ये दोनों आ जाएंगे. 2 moles of SO2 gives you the thionyl as well as the sulfite. ठीक है, this is known as again the self ionization of this solvent. Moving onwards, you don't see a lot of examples of SO2 molecules, लेकिन कुछ तो हमें देखने को मिल ही जाते हैं, जैसे कि thionyl dichloride, thionyl bromide, thionyl thiocyanide, so on and so forth. They will all give you SO2 positive ions in liquid SO2, and they hence behave as acids. However, all the sulfide solved, cesium sulfide, potassium sulfide, calcium sulfide, ammonium sulfide, ये सारे के सारे break down करके क्या देने वाले हैं? SO3 2 minus. And you know very well that if this reaction goes backward, then it is going to be a neutralization reaction. Very simple. Alright guys, so let's continue discussing another solvent, BRF3. So ये बहुत ज़्यादा interesting solvent है, and I have already discussed the self ionization reaction. It's very simple. You just break this one molecule down, BRF3. इसको break down करोगे तो क्या मिलेगा? BRF2 positive as well as 1F minus. Now this F minus is being taken by another molecule of BRF3, so it becomes BRF4 minus. Okay, so this is how the solvocation and the solvoanion are formed. Any molecule which furnishes the solvocation is going to be termed as the acid, or any molecule which furnishes the solvoanion is going to be the base. Very simple. आगे चलते एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल BRF3 reacting with MF5. Now in this M I have some metals. Those are going to be phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, niobium, tantalum and so on. So only few of these will show this property कि let's say PF5 हमने consider कर लिया. It is going to take away the F minus and it forms BRF2 positive. and MF6 minus. तो what was the role of BRF3 in this? इस reaction में BRF3 behave करता है as a acid. Why? Because it is forming this kind of a molecule. Or I would rather say MF5 behaves as an acid because it is accepting F minus. So by all the theories, it is going to be behaving as an acid, and this one just released one of the fluorides to this, so it is behaving as a base, जिसका ये conjugate acid बन गया है. Moving onwards to next example number 2. ये देखो, BRF3 reacting with MF4 type of molecule. अब ये MF4 में भी वही चीज हो रही है. There are some vacant d orbitals in these atoms. So what they are going to do is, in the vacant d orbital, they'll accept two of the fluorides to finally form the octahedral system like this. This is also octahedral, this is also octahedral. लेकिन यहाँ पे दो fluoride accept करना पड़ेगा. That's why from two different molecules to give you this and this. So again, both of these are going to be termed as acids. Alright, now we move onwards. अब देखो कि BRF3 में base कौन है? All the alkali metal fluoride salts, they will readily give up the F minus to be free, right? तो ये free रहना ज्यादा पसंद करता है, जल्दी से दे देता है F minus to be free itself. BRF3 reacting with barium difluoride, again the same thing. BRF3 reacting with AgF might be a little bit slow, but what happens is AgF is going to give F minus, so again it forms this kind of a thing. तो ये सारे molecule जो हमें salt लगते थे, these molecules are behaving as bases in liquid BRF3. Okay, so they are not salt, they are bases in a particular solvent. और भी एग्जाम्पल देखने हैं तो ये आप कंसिडर कर सकते हैं. सिंस BRF3, what is BRF3 guys? If you study main group you will know ये interhalogen compound है, and interhalogen compounds are very reactive because they have a very weak bond. So ये बहुत अच्छे halogenating agent भी बन जाते हैं. They also become a very good halogenating agent. That is, reacting with germanium oxide is going to give you BRF2 positive GeF62 minus. So very good fluorinating agent, fluorinated the salt over here, the molecule over here. Same for this and same for this. So basically this is how they are going to react. आगे चलते हैं और reactions देखते हैं liquid BRF3 में. So again, if I react the noble metals, the silver, the gold and so on, silver reacting with antimony in BRF3 will give. Definitely antimony has a specific property of forming SbF6 minus, that is your hypervalent anion. It has this property. तो ये जल्दी से क्या anion बना लेगा और ये जल्दी से cation बना लेगा. Ag plus Au. Now here's gold has a greater possibility of connecting with the fluoride. So that's why AgAuF4. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? Because Ag is still soft. Ru plus KCl will give you KRuF6. All of these are just fluorinating reactions taking place in BRF3. Okay. दूसरा solvent consider करते हैं N2O4 as a solvent. So what is happening? N2O4 के case में you are having NO plus cation and NO3 minus anion. That is the oxide acceptor and donor. Okay. Now if I take this molecule as NOCl, तो आपको पता चलेगा NOCl will break down into NO plus and Cl minus. Alright. Now this is one how is it behaving as? It is behaving as an acid क्योंकि उसने solvent के presence में NO positive बना दिया, that is the cation. Okay. Similarly, silver nitrate is also going to behave as something, Ag plus and NO3 minus. This is going to behave as a base. Alright, because the bases are going to break down and furnish the anion, and this is going to be behaving as an acid. अब इन दोनों को अगर आप रिएक्ट कराओगे एसिड और बेस में, will give you salt as well as the solvent. Okay, not salt and water, salt and the solvent. Next, अब हम चलते हैं guys and we talk about some important super acids and super bases which have been like very commonly talked about, and there are many questions in the competitive exams. तो जो कॉमन सुपर एसिड है उनकी बात करते हैं. HF and H2SO4 these are not super acids. Okay, these are not super acid, they are just plain acid. सुपर एसिड हमारा आता है परक्लोरिक एसिड से. This is your triflic acid, this is fluorosulfonic acid, and these two are the most powerful super acids, magic acid as well as the fluoroantimonic acid. All right, we are going to talk about them. अच्छा, पहले कैसे पता चलेगा who is a super acid and who is not? पता चलता है Hammett acidity function से. So this is super acid acidity is not measured by pKa because pKa scale तो cross करके चला जाएगा वो. It is measured by Hammett acidity function, जिसमें कि B and BH plus are nitroaniline indicator and its conjugate acid. It has got nothing to do with the concentration of acid. No, it is just the nitroaniline indicator. ठीक है. तो जब आपकी एसिड स्ट्रॉन्ग होता जाएगा, द स्ट्रॉन्गर द एसिड द मोर नेगेटिव is the H naught value. ये जो Hammett acidity function का value है that goes on decreasing. So you look over here, these two are like okay, not super acids. This is stronger, stronger, still stronger, and these are the strongest of all of these. Okay, this is how it works. अब देखो ये acid कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? If we react HF with SBF5, that is going to give us H2F plus Sb2F11 minus. Thus, that is also still possible. HSO3F plus SbF5 gives you H2SO3F plus this complex system. This is how different kinds of super acids by mix and match method has been generated और फिर उनकी acidity value भी check हुई थी. Okay, now we talk about the Lewis acid base concept. Now it is very important, guys. Lewis acid, now see, it's been so many years, you already know who is a Lewis acid. हम थोड़े से factors देख लेते हैं that what factors will affect the acid and base property. So a Lewis acid is an electron pair acceptor and a Lewis base is an electron pair donor, that you all know. Now we will just consider few examples of Lewis acids and bases. जो molecules के पास central atom के पास vacant p orbital है, any molecule whose central atom has a vacant p orbital or incomplete octet of electron in its valence shell, वो सारे के सारे Lewis acid हो जाएंगे. BH3, BF3, BCl3, BMe3, all of these, BEF2, even AlCl3, anybody having a shortage of electron but no charge. ठीक है. Second is molecules whose central atom has a vacant d orbital in its valence shell. So either a vacant p orbital or a vacant d orbital, both are going to work. अब AlCl3 यहाँ पे आ गया है. Okay, not here because it will have a vacant d orbital. Yes. Let me erase it. Slight difference. So it is using the d orbital for accepting electrons. Yes. All of these are going to be Lewis acids because they all have a vacant d orbital to be able to accept. अब इनकी properties क्या होती है Lewis acid की? You have studied enough now, so you will know that Lewis acid will accept any electron donor. मतलब कि ये electrons accept करना चाहते हैं, so any anion they want, they will accept. AlF3 reacts with 3 more fluoride to give you this structure. Same is seen for all of these molecules till here. ये सारे के सारे similar property show कर रहे हैं. However, look at this, SbF5 plus XeF4. Even the SbF5 is going to even snatch out a fluoride from the xenon tetrafluoride, giving you this kind of a complex anion and cation both. Now XeF6 plus NO2F. Now NO2 का आपको पता ही NO will become positive and F will become negative, which means it is ready to accept. So NO2 positive plus XeF8 negative. आगे चलते हैं, HF reacts with XeF6 to finally give you this kind of a combination. So you have to go through these examples and try to like write them once or twice. You will be able to remember them. आगे चलते हैं guys. Third type of molecule who can work as a Lewis acid is whose central atom is linked with more electronegative atom by double bonds. So obvious, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड, ट्राइऑक्साइड, इन सबके पास में एक सेंट्रल एटम है जो कि कनेक्टेड है इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव एटम से. So they are going to readily be attacked by water and give you these kind of acid molecule. Okay. Now example number 4, simple cations having low lying empty orbital. ये low lying empty orbital क्या होता है? This means readily available for bonding. So low lying d orbital, low energy d orbital जो कि readily react कर जाएगा to give you these kinds of complex formation. Okay, either it could be a d orbital in the case of these two elements, or it could be also an sp3 orbital over here which was a low energy. All right, not that high. Now one more concept of acid and base. ये हमने सारी जो भी theories थी अच्छे से वो हमने पढ़ ली है. After this we'll also do some practice. But the hard and soft acid base theory is the most preliminary kind of basic kind of a stuff. और इसके ऊपर बेस करके क्वेश्चन भी आते हैं एग्जाम में, तो हम देख लेते हैं जल्दी से what are hard acids and soft acids. Hard acids and soft acids are as such. हार्ड एसिड का एक पर्टिकुलर क्राइटेरिया होता है दैट दे मस्ट हैव वेरी स्मॉल साइज, वेरी हाई पॉजिटिव ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट, absence of any outer electron which are easily excited to higher states. मतलब कि all of these conditions should be fulfilled बहुत easily hard acid के लिए. Soft acid में क्या होता है? Just the opposite, large size, 0 to positive oxidation state, several easily excitable valence electrons, so that it can become a soft acid like this. तो ये जितने भी examples हैं यहाँ पे, all of these are coming from the soft acid. इसमें से कुछ borderline भी है, but we will discuss that. All of these are having small size, high positive charge. All of these are hard acids. Similarly, all of these are having big size and small positive oxidation state. That's why soft acid. अब आगे चलते हैं. Fe2 plus, CO2 plus, Ni2 plus, Cu2 plus, Zn2 plus. All of these are basically borderline acids. Borderline का मतलब क्या होता है? That they can function both as hard and soft depending on the ligand to which they are connected to. Okay. Similarly, हमारे पास bases भी होते हैं, hard bases and soft bases. Those are bases. Again, hard base means high electronegativity like fluoride. Low polarizability because the size is small. That's why. Presence of filled orbital, empty orbital may exist only at high energy level. ये भी सारी चीजें सही है. All of these things are true for the fluoride. Alright, so the soft bases have just the opposite property, low electronegativity like I minus, sulfur, all of these, and high polarizability, that is bigger in size, and partially filled orbitals, empty orbitals, low lying matlab low energy orbitals. So all of these are the examples of soft bases. These are borderline bases, which means they can behave as hard and soft depending on the metal or the acids they are connecting to. Okay. Moving onward, guys, what is the application? इसकी application क्या है? क्यों important है ये concept? Because it explains very nicely that AgI2 minus is stable. क्योंकि silver और जो iodide है, both of these are soft acid and soft base. But AgF2 minus will not exist because this is soft and this one is hard. It is not going to form. Next is when we are doing a reaction, COF3 minus हमने देखा है, COF3 minus again is more stable than COI63 minus. Again, because cobalt 3 plus is a hard acid, high charge and low small size, that's why. And this is going to be a weak, hard acid but weak, soft base. So not so good combination. Similarly, there is a ligand which is a bidentate ligand like this. अब ये ligand जिसको भी coordinate करेगा, it will coordinate in such a way that hard-soft interaction is followed. So this ligand will coordinate both to BF3 and BH3. ऐसा नहीं है कि दोनों मॉलिक्यूल से एक साथ में कनेक्ट होगा, no. Separately it will connect. If I am taking this molecule with BF3, then also it gives coordination. But at that time, BF3 fluorine connected है, so boron becomes a hard acid. So it is going to connect from the hard base. लेकिन जब हम इसको BH3 के साथ लेते हैं, then it connects from the soft base side like this. Okay, so the connection is different, but it connects to both. Okay. Now to predict the nature of bonding in the complex compound, there are a lot of times in the coordination complex compounds formation जिससे हम समझ सकते हैं कि how the ligand is binding. For example, हमारे पास है SCN. Now you know that SCN minus can also be written as NCS minus, लेकिन दोनों का binding mode अलग है. Here it is binding from sulfur, here it is binding from nitrogen. So these complexes, based on the type of metal they are connecting to, cobalt 2 positive and palladium 2 positive, they are going to be coordinated like this in two different manner. क्योंकि cobalt तो hard acid है, so hard base nitrogen is going to be written first because this directly connects to cobalt. Palladium is a soft acid, तो ये soft base से connect करेगा sulfur से, so that's why there is a difference in the connectivity also. That is explained by the HSAB theory. Now there is an effect called symbiosis. Symbiosis क्या होता है guys? कि जब already ये देखो soft ligands prefer to attach to a center which is already attached to soft ligands. इसके बारे में discuss करते हैं. That is, if there is ammonia, ammonia is a hard base, so ammonia is going to prefer connecting with BF3 as compared to BH3. अगर हम दोनों से connect करवाएंगे BH3 and BF3 से, it will prefer the connection of BH3. Why? Because it is having hard ligands. That makes it a hard acid. Okay. It will not connect to BH3. However, H minus being a soft base is going to connect with a soft acid. So to prefer soft interaction, that is known as the symbiosis effect. इसका हम एक example देते हैं. Symbiosis effect का application है ये guys in depicting the course of this reaction. ऐसे question आते हैं exam में that which of the following reactions is going to go in the forward direction. So this is how you explain. Now lithium iodide plus cesium fluoride is going to move in the forward or in the backward direction. Forward direction में hard interaction, soft interaction favored है. This is going to be preferred in the forward direction. Similarly, next HgF2 and BeI2 in the forward gives you BeF2 and HgI2. This is also taking place in the forward direction because of the hard-soft interaction. अब हम बात करते हैं super bases की, because we have already talked about the super acids. Then the acid base theory, hard soft acid base principle. अब बात करते हैं super bases की. Now you might have already seen these molecules in organic chemistry. There are bases with gas phase proton affinities greater than 1000 kilojoule per mole. इसका मतलब क्या है? They are very eager to grab a proton even in the gas phase, and the proton affinity is so high. Now these are the example. There are four important example. DBU, this is the most important one. DBU, इसका जो proton affinity है always greater than 1000. See 1048. For this molecule, you have already got this molecule in the GATE examination. आया था ये GATE exam में. The proton affinity is 128 kilojoule per mole. ये फिर से super base है. So naturally it will be like more reactive as compared to normal amine molecule. Okay. Similarly, this is also a super base and the PA value is 1035, very high, this molecule. And the fourth one over here, the proton affinity is 1072 kilojoule per mole, the maximum for this one. So 111 tryst 1 aminopropyl methyl amine, ये इसका structure है. तो ये सिर्फ 4 ही example है super bases के. I hope you will remember them. And guys, if you are liking the sessions, तो आप अपने friends से share कर सकते हैं, as well as you can also rate the Rasayan Academy application and please share this with your friends also so that they can join up and take the maximum benefit. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.